East Khasi Hills. In the state of Meghalaya, in India's far northeast, one small stretch of this district holds a record most people have heard of without ever knowing where it is. Sohra, better known by its old name Cherrapunji, was once recorded as the wettest place on earth, drenched by over 11,000 millimeters of rain in a single year. But the strangest thing here isn't the rain. It's what the rain grows. Deep in the gorges below, the Khasi people have spent generations training the roots of rubber fig trees across rivers, turning living wood into bridges that get stronger with age. This is East Khasi Hills, everything you should know. East Khasi Hills sits on the Shillong plateau, in the heart of Meghalaya, in India's northeastern hill states. The district covers 2,748 square kilometers and is home to roughly 8,26,000 people, according to the 2011 census. Its terrain rises and falls in pine-covered ridges, deep limestone gorges, and waterfalls that appear after every monsoon. The nearest airport is Shillong Airport at Umiam. The nearest major railhead is across the border in Guwahati, Assam, about 2.5 hours by road. Coast this is not. East Khasi Hills is highland India, wrapped in cloud for half the year. The district as it stands today is fairly young. Until 1976, this was all one undivided Khasi Hills district. That year, it was split into East and West Khasi Hills. Then, in 1992, East Khasi Hills was trimmed again, giving up territory to form the new Ri-Bhoi district. What remained kept the crown jewel, Shillong, the district headquarters and also the capital of Meghalaya itself. Shillong is often called the Scotland of the East, a nickname it earned more than a century ago for its rolling green hills, pine forests and misty, temperate climate that reminded British officers of the Scottish Highlands. Long before the British arrived, the Khasi Hills were never one single kingdom. They were a patchwork of around 25 small self-governing states called Himas, each ruled by its own chief or Syiems, under a traditional council system that in many villages still functions today. When the British moved into the region in the 1800s, they first set up headquarters at Sohra, Cherrapunji, drawn by its high ground and cool climate. But the relentless rain made it impractical, and by 1874, the British shifted their hill station north to Shillong, which went on to serve as the administrative capital of all of undivided Assam for decades, right up until Meghalaya became its own state in 1972. Agriculture still anchors life in the district's villages. Betel leaf and areca nut, known locally as kwai, are grown and chewed across the hills, alongside potatoes, broom grass, and short-season vegetables suited to the cool climate. For much of the 20th century, limestone and coal mining were major earners here. Though small-scale coal mining across Meghalaya has been heavily restricted since a National Green Tribunal ban in 2014. Today, tourism has become one of the district's biggest economic engines, drawing visitors from across India to its waterfalls and caves. And in the villages, Khasi women still weave Ryndia, a distinctive checked cotton fabric on hand looms passed down through families. The Khasi are widely described as the largest surviving matrilineal society on earth. Property and family name passed down through women, not men. Specifically to Ka Khaddu, the youngest daughter, who inherits the ancestral home and becomes its custodian. The Khasi language belongs to the Mon Khmer branch of the Austroasiatic family, making it a linguistic outlier in a state surrounded by Tibeto-Burman and Indo-Aryan speakers. Faith here is layered. A majority follow Christianity, brought by 19th century missionaries, alongside a smaller Hindu population and communities still practicing Niyam Khasi, the indigenous faith. Each spring, the Shatsuk Minsiam dance fills Shillong streets, while the nearby Nongkrem dance is performed as a harvest thanksgiving. On the table, jaddo, rice cooked with pork or meat and often a little blood, and tungrimbai, a pungent fermented soya bean paste. For a district this size, East Khasi Hills has produced an outsized number of well-known names. Soso Tham, the Bard of the Hills, is remembered as the finest poet to ever write in the Khasi language. Majaw has performed a Bob Dylan tribute concert in Shillong on Dylan's birthday nearly every year since 1972 and is a fixture of the city's famously loud rock scene. Shillong is often nicknamed the rock capital of India. Patricia Mukhim, a Padma Shri-winning journalist, has spent decades reporting on the Northeast from her home city. And footballer Eugeneson Lingdo has represented the Indian national team, one of several sports people to come out of these hills. Start in Shillong itself. Shillong Peak for a view over the whole plateau, colonial-era Ward's Lake in the town centre, Elephant Falls just outside the city, and the Don Bosco Centre for Indigenous Cultures, one of Asia's largest museums of tribal heritage. A short drive out, Umiam Lake spreads out beneath forested hills, popular for boating and simply sitting still. But the district's real draw is Sohra, Cherrapunji, around 54 kilometers from Shillong. Nohkalikai Falls, among the tallest waterfalls in India, dropping sheer off the plateau edge. The lit limestone chambers of Mawsmai cave, and, deeper in the gorges near Nongriat village, the double-decker living root bridge. 2 footbridges of living tree root stacked one above the other, grown by hand over more than 100 years. Hills wrapped in cloud. A bridge grown rather than built. And a society run by its daughters, not its sons. That is East Khasi Hills. Comment your district. We cover it next.